Check on Reggie. All right. Welcome to the Positive Impact Podcast, where we talk about all topics related to the game that I love. I'm your host, Terrell Dozier, and on this beautiful Memorial Day, our special guest tonight is former Rice High School star, University of Texas star, and former pro basketball player, Reggie High Five Freeman. There we go.
Yo, yo,
Reg,
what's good, man?
what's happening, man?
All right, good money over here.
Good to have you on finally. I know we've been kicking it for a minute, so
Yes,
it's good
sir.
to have you here, man.
Yes, sir. Love is love, man.
First and foremost, man, how are you and yours doing out, during this pandemic and everything?
I'm staying out the way, man. You see, I'm staying out the way, man. God bless everybody in New York City, man. But I'm in Houston, Texas right now.
Okay.
They acting up a little bit out here too, man. So I'm by the pool, man. I'm just chilling, man.
Good. Playing safe, man. Well, let's
That's it.
jump right into your story, man.
Yes, sir.
Born and raised in the Bronx.
Born in Harlem,
Born
born
in
in Harlem,
Harlem.
born in
Okay.
Harlem, and then raised in the Bronx.
Raised in the Bronx. So
Yes, sir.
talk about it, man. Talk about who put the ball in your hand, man, and how you fell in love with this game of basketball that's taking you so many places.
Right. Well, basically, in New York, man, it's nothing else to do but basketball. We play stickball a little bit. We play a little football in the street, but
Mhm.
basketball was the main thing. So, being where I'm from, Sanview area of the Bronx, we, you know, Artie Green, if anybody knows, Artie Green in the Bronx was like my main guy that, really just made it possible for me, like, to play hard and do the right thing, man, as far as basketball is concerned. So, I praise him a lot, praise him a lot. Artie Green, his Bay Boys Club, that's when I really started, like, to really, like get my craft, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no question. So how, a lot of kids today have trainers, they got all the videos out there right now.
Right.
So talk about how you honed your skills to get to the spot where you at.
Oh, so again, the same, our area, 70% of the Bronx. We had so many basketball players in the neighborhood, man, and
Mhm.
you know, Billy Singleton, the Master Robs, the uh, Trent Tates, there's so many guys, even the guys that's in the street, that's street guys, man.
Mhm.
Everybody was good, and
Right.
you had to, hold your own,
Right.
So for me and Isaiah Francis, losing Isaiah, George Brown, P.O., God bless. We all grew up, in the same area, man. And,
Mhm.
Jasmine, Gazelle, TP, Photo Package. We all grew up in the same area, man. And, man, we had a hoop, man, because the older guys was nice.
Right.
Regardless if they was playing in college or playing in the street, they was nice, man. And, we wanted to do that. That was the only thing we was doing, man. And the guys that was in the street, on the blocks and all that, made sure that we was just playing ball and not doing the wrong thing. You know what I mean?
Nah, no question about it, man. So
Right.
you made the decision to go to Rice High School?
Yeah. I went to Holy Cross,
Hmm.
Catholic school. 174 is where all the guys went to play, and I went to Holy Cross. I kind of grew kind of quick, and had a lot of, we started recruiting early. We started learning the recruiting like game early when I was in Holy Cross. So, Rice High School was a big deal at the time. There was a couple of guys that went to Rice that I knew. My cousin went to Rice. I remember Ron Arnold playing, and Ron Arnold was one like the first guy I thought like, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna make an impact over there, man. So
Hmm.
it felt good. It felt good, man. And get out of the Bronx, see what Harlem looking like. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And get on the train, getting away. different atmosphere, man. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So talk about how you honed your skills, man. Obviously, you became a great player in the city. Talk about getting to Rice High School your freshman year, and then how your game developed over 4 years.
Well, yeah, I give a lot of credit to the State Boys Club. Again, Artie Green making me work, putting me against these older guys that was really good. Then playing with the Gauchos at a young age,
Mm,
Tyler Brown, you
mm,
know, all the Jerry McCullough, all the other guys that was there.
yeah,
I had to figure it out. And
yeah,
getting to Rice, when I was there, I figured that was going to be my, it was so many guys at St. Raymond's, man.
yeah,
I was like, man, look, man, I think I could do all right with St. Raymond's, but I think I'll be all right over here. Let me go against them, man. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
No doubt about it. Speaking of St. Ray's, I see my man Kareem Reed is on here.
yeah, best cat, best cat.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. My man Ben Gordon. Shout out to Ben Gordon on here right now. We're gonna be reaching
My
out to you,
brothers, my
no
brothers,
doubt.
Van Gordon, my brothers, man, my
So
brothers.
talk about the experience of playing with the Gauchos. So like back then, like trying to be the best in New York City was so tough and such a
Right.
grind. Like talk about like when you leave the city and go play some of the guys across the country who you also heard about being
Yeah.
good. Talk about the difference, the grit and grind in New York City and playing and trying to be the
Yeah.
best in your hood and trying to be the best in everybody's park. But
Right.
then all
Right.
of a sudden you get with the best in New York City
Yeah.
with the Gauchos, and then you going to play against others from state to state. Talk
Yes.
about the different experiences of that, like trying to be the best in the city and then trying to be one of the best in the country.
Um. Well, at a young age, playing with the Gauchos, man, those guys, those coaches, man, like don't ever get it twisted, man. Those are some of the best coaches that us as ball players would ever have, man, because they put you to a level. They pushed you. You know,
Mm,
I always remember running around Gaucho Gym with that punching bag on my, you know what I mean? When Mr. Couch or Dave McCullough, one of them, they ain't like what you was doing, and you had to run
mm.
around with a, you know how heavy that is, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I mean, and it gave you that grit, you know what I mean? Regardless of where you're from, it just gave you that grit. And Dave McCullough, Dave McCullins, Mr. Page, Jay, those guys were instrumental of me having the mentality that I had to go on and play. And so when we played against different teams, out of the city, man, going to Vegas, going to Hawaii, playing against Jerry Stackhouse and these guys like that, man. It was tough, but we was the Gauchos,
Right,
so we wasn't scared of nobody, man. You know what I
right.
mean? So that was just like an experience that I can never forget, and I really appreciate them, and like I always show so much love to them guys, man.
Absolutely. So talk about them Rice High School teams you was on, man. Like
Yeah,
Jerry McCullough, man. Talk about some of these. Talk about because Jerry McCullough was good.
tough,
So
man.
talk about the teams that you played on from year to year and how you had to wait your turn till you became the guy on their team.
Um, well, here's the thing, like I got there. So when I got to Rice, my mentality was I'm going to be McDonald's All American. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be my crew. I seen what was going on in St. Raymond, what was going on in All Hallows. I seen everything. So I said, that's going to be my crew. And the older guy, Jerry McCullough, his brother actually was really good, Dennis McCullough, too. Let me
Mm-hmm.
shout him out. Ron Arnold was there. Um, from year to year, man, it was crazy because my sophomore year, Felipe Lopez came in. And, Felipe came in and he was like, what is this dude, man? What is
Yeah.
what is this guy? Because that man was different. He was a different type of player, and I respected it.
Mm-hmm.
So you think he came in my sophomore year? He was a freshman. I felt like, wow, well, shit. All the accolades I thought I was going to get, it's going to stop. It's going to
Yeah.
change.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did was I understood how to play basketball.
Gotcha.
One thing about me was IQ, man, and
Yes.
I think we was the same. We was the same type of player, but he's athletic and he can do different things I couldn't do.
Right.
I would never
Right.
forget Felipe threw off the backboard and dunked on people. I'm like, who does this shit right now? And he
Right.
came and he came and talked English.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but the IQ wise, I understood it, and and they will always tell you like my idol was my idol was Magic Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, I learned IQ a long time ago, man. I felt
Right.
like this guy's going to be the guy, man. I can't do anything about that. But I'm going to still continue to do what I do. And that sophomore year, junior year, man, I mean, we played against the best players in the country, man. Like, not the city, but the country. You understand? And so I just played, man, and did what I needed to do. And I think my freshman year, even before that, I started playing the rugby tournaments and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So my name was getting big in that aspect,
Yeah.
not just high school.
Right.
And so that made it a little bit more, sexy a little bit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No question. No question. So when you talk about your hopes and dreams of playing and being McDonald's All-American,
Yeah.
and then this kid comes in that you understood, and that's not easy for people to, that's not easy for kids to do,
Right.
to accept that somebody, like, I'm nice, but damn, man, this kid is better than me and he's younger than me.
Right.
So versatility, and we'll get into that as we go
Yeah.
further in your career, has
Right.
always been your thing, and being able to fit in and do a little bit of everything. You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? So I
Right,
think
right.
that speaks a lot to your maturity then to
Yeah.
understand it and still do what's best for you, because it did work out for you. And
Absolutely.
you know what I mean,
Yeah.
but do what's best for the team. You understand? A lot of kids can't do that when you have your own hopes and goals of being at the highest level. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
So obviously, like, you getting into your senior year, and you still getting that love, man.
Yeah.
Talk about your recruiting process, man, and talk about the last two colleges that it came down to for you.
All right. Well, my senior year, I mean, we was, one of the top 3 teams in the country. Felipe's a junior, and he's still getting the love. I mean,
Yeah.
you remember he was on Sports Illustrated my senior year.
Yes.
You understand? Like, but his recruitment was so much put out, all the newspapers and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have the article right now. It's like Felipe is getting recruited by this team, and then Reggie Freeman is like getting recruited by this team on a little small box.
Right.
And it's understandable though. I mean, he's the best player in the country, at that age. And again, respected.
Yeah.
I was getting recruited by Xavier. I'll tell you one thing. I was trying to get to UConn. UConn started recruiting me, and Ray Allen, I failed the what's Texas?
The SAT or the ACT?
Yes, SAT. I didn't get my SAT numbers, and he did, and he signed right away, and that was a wrap. But but I had South Carolina, I had Texas, I had Xavier, Virginia. For some reason, Virginia. Why? Because Jamal Robinson was there. I had no idea why they were sending me letters, but but yeah. So Tom Penders came in, and he actually watched our practice, and Jim Boheim, and this story is out there. Jim Boheim and all these other coaches is there, and they asked Tom Penders, "Do you think you have a shot at Lopez?" And he said, "I'm not here to see him. I'm here to see Freeman." Which is surprising to them. You know? And then going on a visit and checking them out and seeing what's going on and seeing how they played. And Terrence is my brother. At a young age, I always looked, and watched Terrence play. And, we was all in the same type of group, So once I did that and I seen what was going on, I was like, yeah, it's the best situation for me to go to Texas, man, because I love the way they play. I respected Coach Penders because coming to my neighborhood as he did, he's a different type of guy. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, we was late. He was there for like at least 40 minutes. He waited for us. At my apartment. Like, sat there and waited, like, where's Miss Freeman and where's Reggie? Where's he at? And so respected him, and my mother respected it. And yeah, man, it was like love at first sight. And when I did my recruiting, I mean, I went to an unofficial visit to UNLV, and it was funny that we talk about money and all that stuff, man. UNLV was a different type of situation, man. But I ain't gonna get into all that. It's a different situation, but but once Texas came along, and again having somebody like Terrence that was there before, and it was an easy transition.
So we're going, speaking of Terrence, and shout out to Terrence, he's on here right now. You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean? We're gonna keep this thing PG rated up here on the podcast.
Yes,
So
sir.
we ain't gonna talk about the recruiting trip and what went on during your recruiting trip
I
while you
can
got there.
I can say PG waited that I got there. I enjoyed the openness of Texas. I enjoyed the campus, never seen it like that before. I enjoyed the light skinned women that were there, and let's to keep it at that.
All right, no question about it, man.
That's
So,
PG. That's PG enough.
okay, so Terrence is there. Terrence is blowing up there. You know what I mean? And
Right.
now you get there, two lefties, both from New York. Penders is saying, like, listen, we're gonna run and gun this thing, which when I spoke to Terrence in his interview, like that's New
Mhm.
York City basketball right there.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
and now, like you're saying, now this versatility and this IQ that you bring to the table,
Right.
you're able to just be plugged in and play. Listen, what do you need me to do? Because I played with a great player in high school. I'm good with playing. I don't need to be the leading man. I know how to
Right.
just fit in. Just
Right.
put me on the floor. So talk
Right.
about getting to Texas your freshman year. What was the biggest adjustment that you feel like you had to make from high school basketball to first year college basketball?
I think the biggest adjustment really, because you got to understand, like, okay, New York City basketball is what we are. It's not a bunch of great jump shooters.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
are ball handling, trying to get to the rack,
Mm-hmm.
make a good pass.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I had Rice and Rucker,
Yeah.
so I'm between learning from Lou DeMello and learning from the street.
Right.
So now, going to Texas, I'm like, let me figure this out. Terrence is there. DJ Tyler was there, which is an
Mm.
amazing basketball player.
Ooh.
Amazing. Roger Anderson,
Mm-hmm.
amazing coming out of junior college. And just the other guys that were great athletes and did what they did. I think me coming there as a freshman and being able to start as a freshman as well.
Mm-hmm.
I started, it took me out right away, but I
Mm-hmm.
started.
Mm-hmm.
But learning the game and learning like Coach Penders will let you rock if you can rock. That's what I respected as coach. And he would let you
Mm-hmm.
play if you can do it. You know what I mean? If you can get to the basket, if you can ball handle and make a move and make a pass, he'll let you do it.
Right.
Now, if you're a rebounder and a great rebounder and you try to do that, you're not playing for him. And
Mm-hmm.
I understood that early. So, but the adjustment wise, I just had to learn how to be a better shooter, man.
Right.
If I was going to be on the court, I had to be a better shooter. And I came back that summer, and I don't care what gym I was, what outside court, I was shooting 500 every day. I was got to get it done. And everybody Pennis used to joke about because you know how Rice High School is on the sixth floor.
Yeah.
The ceiling is low,
Yeah.
so my shot was going like this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Kobe Bryant's the only dude that I know that can shoot line drives and going every time.
Right.
Um, but yeah, so I had to figure that out, man. But
Mm-hmm.
that was the biggest adjustment, man, because I think basketball-wise, IQ-wise, I was there.
Mm-hmm.
But you just gotta learn the system, learn the game, and be able to, coincide with these guys that's been there longer than you.
No question about it. So now let's talk about it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong.
hmm
But a jump shot for Reggie Freeman wasn't on your scouting report as one of your strengths. Am I right or wrong?
At that time, yes.
Right.
At,
So
at that,
now, right. So now you talk about I'm shooting 500 a day,
yeah, I had
and
to.
then I look up, and I'm a pretty good historian of the game, but
Yeah.
I see Reggie Freeman is second all time in 3-point field goals made at the University of Texas.
I put a couple of things up, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
Well, I think after my freshman year and my sophomore year came, and I was I worked out and I figured it out. I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shoot these jumpers, and then when I come in, because I had the confidence already, I just had to do it.
right.
They started calling me Reggie Freeman
Yeah.
because I was making these threes.
Right.
And Artie Green, my man,
Yeah. He's talked them up. He talked them up.
I bigged you up already, dude. Well, I love you. I bigged you up. You gotta see you later. But yeah. So that sophomore year, you got Terrence, you got Rod. They're both averaging 20 points a game.
hmm
And I figured it out. Started hitting threes. I'm spotting up and making threes.
Mm-hmm.
And, it just felt, when I got that confidence and I knew I was going to make them,
Yeah.
it wasn't no stopping after that.
Right.
I'm gonna put the things up, and I know Terrence on here. He told you like Coach Penders, if you don't do it, he's not gonna mess with you.
Right. Right.
And so once he gave me that confidence, it was a done deal. And I started making them,
Right.
and it was a wrap after that. I averaged almost 15 points my sophomore year, man. So
Yeah.
with those guys, that was what they was doing.
Yeah.
So love is love. Like I said, I really figured out how he wanted me to play in that system.
Right.
At
So
the
I
time.
think, right. No question about it. So, and, I think, you talked about wanting to go to UConn and not getting the scores that you needed and Ray Allen taking it. It's funny how things work out, you know what I mean? Because maybe it wouldn't have went like that at UConn, you know what I mean?
Right.
It definitely, for you in retrospect, you definitely have to say, like, this was the best place for me.
And I would say this too as well. My freshman year, we played UConn. They destroyed us.
Yeah.
We was a good team at the time too. Now
Mm-hmm.
we went to UConn. That was tough. And I know Terrence said that he was one of the toughest players, and I could say the same thing. I was street ball handling, trying to cross, doing all that. Ray Allen was 2-dribble pull up, jumping very high on the shot.
Yeah.
Everything was like directed. You know what I mean? Like I'm going here, I'm pulling up.
Right.
Athletic, I said, that was like I had 9 points. I was happy about that.
Yeah.
He was a grown man playing basketball, and that changed my whole perspective. He's one of the guys that actually changed my perspective after my freshman year when I seen how he played.
Mm-hmm.
And we're the same age, and we're coming out at the same time. He really changed my whole mindset. I'm like, damn, this guy right here is doing pro stuff early,
Right.
and I'm over here on this rucker stuff.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, 4 years at Texas, top 5 in scoring. Like I said, second all time in 3-point field goals made, top 5 in steals. So, both sides of the ball, I put them things in the bucket, and I made sure that people on the other end didn't get theirs too. A true two-way player. Now, when you got there, Texas was in the Southwest Conference.
Right.
You made first team All Southwest Conference as a junior. Then the Southwest Conference becomes the Big 12.
Right.
And your first team All Big 12.
Yeah, that record would never be broken.
See what I'm saying? So I got to give you love for that. 20 points a game your junior and senior year. And so, and now you can correct me if I'm wrong again, but the only triple-double in University of Texas history.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Which again speaks to Reggie Freeman's versatility and the IQ. So this is a theme with your game right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So a great college career, man. And 4 years. And if you look at the draft boards back then, you're supposed to get drafted.
Yeah.
In your mind, you got to be thinking like, I know I'm at least top 40, top 50 in the nation. I'm one of those players.
I was feeling,
that.
I was feeling top 20, but at the time, and it's always a story, man. Everybody has their own stories, man. It's funny. I see a lot of blogs or people that talk about, well, why didn't you get drafted? Well, you didn't play D enough, or this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. I came out. I signed with Eric Fleischer and Andy Miller at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They was representing Kevin Garnett, Steph Marbury.
Mm-hmm.
They were hot. They were very hot they were hot in the market.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They got me. They got Chauncey Billups. They got Shamgar. They got Otis Hill. They got Gordon Malone. If I'm missing one, I might forget. But so I get with these guys, and we lived in Connecticut. We all lived together. And we was working out, doing what we do before the draft. And we was doing that in the morning. I felt I wanted to go back to the city and hoop. I felt like this workout wasn't enough for me. I need to go play. So that was probably like an X for them, because they didn't want me to leave Connecticut. They wanted me to stay put. Me, young, I want to go hoop. I want to go play. These dudes is hooping every day. I need to go out of there. Like, if I'm going to work out and do all this stuff like this, and I'm learning some new stuff, let me go try it out with some people.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was my mentality. And time went on, and we had this, and this is the first now. This is the first where the agent were bringing general managers and coaches to come watch us work out. See, the one thing people don't know is I never went to an NBA workout. I never went to an NBA workout to when they bring guys in.
Right.
Usually you play against other players from other schools.
Right.
I never had the opportunity to do that
Right.
because that agent at the time, in his mind, bigger than anything, we're going to allow them to come watch us and rehearse workouts.
Right.
Right. And so instead of all the 30-some teams, it was probably like maybe 25 teams there.
Right.
And we did interviews. Everything was rehearsed for us. You know what I mean? We felt that was the right way to do it. And there was one situation where the Lakers was playing the playoffs. I had a whole bunch of guys come by in Connecticut from the Bronx, watch the game. It went to 3 overtimes, so the game was over probably like 1:30 in the morning, maybe. And these guys walk out and they leave. And then I never forget, the next morning, these guys came to me and said, well, the agents came to me and said, well, I seen you leaving at a certain time in the morning. And I wasn't with them. Guys who could attest to that. Otis Hill was my roommate. He could attest to that. I didn't leave. And we got into so much of a scuffle and all that. And my mindset, being young, I'm saying, I don't need you to get drafted. I'm good. I fired them 2 weeks before the draft.
Wow.
I fired them 2 weeks before the draft. And, again, that's young-minded. That's New York-minded. That's BX-minded. That's Reggie Freeman-minded at the time.
Right.
And fired him, got with a guy named Dr. Tucker that represented Glenn Robinson, black guy from Michigan.
Yeah, and he used to do Magic Johnson as well.
Yes. And that's how I got cool with these guys, right? And it was tough at the time because, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. When I played overseas, Larry Bird came to recruit some guys, and Larry Bird came and said, "What did you do to his agents?" He was on everybody's board. So it solidified to know that I know what they did.
Yeah.
Andy Miller would never look at me eye to eye. These guys don't look me eye to eye. And I get it. I mean, I say it's my fault.
Right.
It's my fault for not just sticking it out and get drafted, and I could let them go after. But it happened, and God has a plan for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's the situation. I want to put that out there because a lot of people have their own stories and stuff like that, man. And that was mainly the only thing because those guys, we butted heads.
Yeah.
That's all it was. I butted head with the agents. I butted head with the top agents at the time. And, they said I sold drugs, did drugs. I was doing all kind of stuff, And I'm hearing it from Larry Bird now.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it from Larry Bird. So that's the difference when I'm hearing it from this guy.
Right.
So, I mean, it is what it is, man. And, wish we could have done things differently, but it didn't happen like that.
Right. And it works out the way it's supposed to work out.
Right,
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? No question. So you go undrafted and, you play overseas, you know what I'm saying? Talk about that experience, because what I like is you go from an urban environment and, maybe an area where not a lot of people make it out, you know what I'm saying? But you're able to get a passport and go travel the world because you play basketball, you know what I'm saying? So Talk about the experience of traveling overseas. I know you got your number retired in Serbia. Talk about these experiences.
I mean, it was fun, man. I mean, once I did the CBA 2 years, did the ABA for a year, and again, that's some other stuff that I did that I shouldn't have done. You know what I mean? There's stories out, which is true. I swung on the coach in the CBA game during the game.
Okay.
I should have never done that. When I was actually being ready to get called up, I should have did that. But like I said, there's circumstances that happen, man. But I decided to go overseas. Got some good guys, got some good agents. Understood what was it going to be about. Got to my first year. I mean, I got to remember. I think it was Turkey, maybe. I'm not sure, but the experience over there is totally different. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Me being a student of the game, I actually respected basketball over there because they play so their dynamics are so different. Their IQ game is so different. I fit in with what they was trying to do. I
Mm-hmm.
understood the type of basketball they was doing.
Right.
Regardless if I knew the language or not, I knew the basketball play what they was doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so it was easy for me to like, do well there,
Right.
regardless if I was averaging 20 or 15 or 10. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I was still valuable on that team because I understood those guys over there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I played in so many countries, man. Like, I know you
Yeah.
seen it on there, man. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Nah, that's great. I think it's great to be able to. I think it's great to do that, man. So I don't know who Gordo Rock is, man, but he talking
Gordo,
heavy about. Yeah,
Gordo.
he talking heavy
That's
right now,
listen. That's family. And that's family, and he's been one of my biggest fans and my biggest supporters for years. For years,
No
that's
question.
old school. That's old school. We won't even get into it, but that's love right there, man.
No doubt, no doubt
That's love,
about
man.
it. Talk about where the name High Five came from.
I-5 came from that's Duke and Tango. That's
Hmm.
Rucker.
Hmm.
Probably was 16 years old. Um, it was all, and again, a lot of people had, oh yeah, well, that's how I know. The name came from me being able to dribble high and you know, not getting ripped, and my
Yeah,
number was 5. It was very easy. It was very simple. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And but I was getting away with the stuff I was doing, at the
right.
time
Hmm.
in 55th, man. So,
Hmm.
Duke and Tango again. They named me. I always give them the most high praise, man. It stuck with me all the time because I still play the same way. You ain't ripping me.
Right.
I don't care how low it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like Gordo said, I was carrying. Nah, dude. Nah, nah.
Ref ain't calling anyway. You know
Ref
what I
ain't calling
mean?
nothing, man. Exactly. I'm getting old. I'm getting old and getting 30. So,
Right. No question about it, man.
yeah.
So, talk about getting your college degree, man. Like, I think that's one of the biggest things, like, when I'm having these talks now, man. Like,
Right.
you guys have had such great playing careers, and you know what I mean? But it's
No
like
question.
at the end of the day, we got out of there with that piece of paper, which is the
Yes.
reason why we went there in the first place, because everybody ain't gonna go to the league, which is the ultimate goal. So if
Absolutely.
we don't make the league, we got to at least come out with that piece of paper, either within the 4 years that we're there, or
Right.
like some have come back and get it, but we get it because there's a life after this ball stops bouncing. So talk about the gratification, man. You got a degree from the University of
Yeah.
Texas that you're
Yeah.
using.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once I figured out, I'll tell you, 2009, 10, I came back from playing overseas, and I went back to the park, played some games, and my knees started swelling up. I
Hmm.
said, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. After one
Yeah.
game, my knees swelled up crazy. It was over. And I never forget, we was in the park, Nassau, all of us, me and him, we sitting up there, and I'm like, yo, I'm out, man.
Hmm.
I made the calls, let them know I'm about to come back out there, man. And
Yeah.
had Rick Barnes at the time sign off
Hmm.
on it. And yeah, man, it was you know, Kareem Reed was here on here right now. I used to talk to
Yeah.
him about it. When I got mine,
Hmm.
I was talking to Reem about it to get
Absolutely.
to get his
Hmm.
because it makes
Hmm.
so much sense to do if they're giving you an opportunity to come back and actually get your degree. I was studying sports management when I was in school.
Hmm.
I came back to school. The curriculum was totally different. They said I would have to
Right.
be in there 4 years. I said, nah. We got we're not doing all that. So I changed up to education and
Nice.
got a degree in education, man. And again, that's one thing that I can always tell guys, man. Like, listen, doesn't matter. Just get it. Just get it because you'll never know what is going to help you with in the future. You know what I
Right.
mean? But yeah, man. And again, big up to Terrence because everything he pretty much did after that, I did. You know what
Yes.
I mean?
Yeah.
He been back and
Yes.
got his. I
Hmm.
say, you know what? I'm gonna go get mine too. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
yeah, man, it just made more sense. And I promised my mother, and I'm glad that
Hmm.
I actually got that degree before my mom's passed.
Nice. Nice.
that was a very proud moment for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, man, that it just makes sense. You know
Yeah.
why go there and not go back if they're gonna give you the opportunity to do it? You know?
Nah, no question about it.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
crazy because I talked to Terrence, who went back and got his. Kareem went back and got his.
No
TJ
question.
Ford went back and got his.
No
You know
question.
what I'm saying? Like, so guys, Sham, I had Sham on here. Sham went back to Providence and got his.
No question.
And my man James Thomas just graduated
No
from Texas
question.
over the weekend.
I just posted it on my Twitter, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because James is my guy, and I remember when he first got back, and I was
Mhm.
happy, like, yo, dude, do it, man,
Yeah. Nah, I
do it.
think it's amazing. I think it's amazing that these universities, even though you guys have left, you guys are still part of the basketball community and forever will be a part of their community. I think that's super important. So
Right.
big ups to you for doing that for
Yes,
real.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Um,
sir.
so two things I want to talk about.
Okay.
Let's talk about you going from a player
hmm
to now coaching. Now,
hmm
talk about the difference now. And here we go again. Now I got to go back to the IQ again.
Yeah.
Because now
Yeah.
you're a coach now, but you're looking at it through a different lens. Like it might be, is it easier to make the plays as a player? Now you got to teach a kid how to make the play when you know how it's supposed to work. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying?
Okay.
Talk about that.
Let me clarify right now before I even get into that. So, last year I decided to fall back from coaching because of my mother and my brother passing.
Okay.
God bless.
Yeah.
And I started working for Dell Communications just because of
hmm
that. Now I'm trying to get back into coaching.
Okay.
So, but previous to that, I
hmm
was coaching in
hmm
junior college,
Yeah.
and so what I did is when I actually came back to go to school, I started Austin Rain. Austin Rain was a situation where I had an AAU program in Austin.
hmm
I felt like there were some kids that was pretty good and they
hmm
wasn't getting seen the right way, and so that I have kids that I started from sixth, seventh grade, and
hmm
now some of the guys is playing professional basketball and all in college now. So
Right.
I'll put that out first, and
No
then
doubt.
I actually decided because here's the thing: I could have waited around for someone to give me a job in a D1 situation,
hmm
and I think that's the thing with me. I've got people to say, well, you should have kept on doing it. I did that for 6 years.
hmm
I got what I had to do as far as AAU and getting kids to where they need to get to.
hmm
Got a degree, playing professionally, growing men right now.
Yeah.
That's what I was there to do.
hmm
I decided, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and show them I can work. So I went to the junior college route
hmm
just to show them because junior college ain't. Man, let me tell you something. I'm not a junior college guy.
hmm
I didn't go to junior college. I didn't even know nothing about that. I knew about a couple of schools that, Malloy Nesbitt,
hmm
Master Raw, all these guys that went to certain junior colleges.
hmm
That's why I knew of it. Never knew
hmm
about it. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get dirty. I'm gonna go there to Eastern Florida. They brought me on there, and hey, listen, man, I was the head assistant, but I also was the dude that swept the floor, the dude
Yeah.
that washed the jerseys, the dude
Yeah.
that did this and that. I'm gonna put this work in,
hmm
and then also these other kids coming from all different facets of life. I'm gonna teach them this game that I know. You know what I
hmm
mean?
Yes.
And again, love is love. They always contact me and say, I appreciate the basketball still, but also the off the court mindset that you're supposed to have
Right.
as far as, playing basketball, playing professionally, playing in college,
hmm
had a kid go to Ohio State. Had a
hmm
kid go here. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's so
Yeah.
many kids that I can like put and say I helped them. You know what I mean?
hmm
And so, but in saying that, it was easy to translate what I did
hmm
to them. I don't see that's the thing about this funny thing you talk about the training and all that. I'm not
hmm
gonna teach a kid how to do my crossover.
hmm
It's not what I'm gonna teach them.
hmm
And that's the like, everybody wanna like teach a kid how to do a shan guard right away. Like,
hmm
dude,
hmm
he can't even dribble with his left hand yet.
Yeah.
And so, my thing was more fundamentals than anything. And as much as kids hate it,
hmm
they need it and they understand it later when they get older.
For
to where
sure.
I see I see these guys teaching young kids fundamentals first instead of like doing the crazy stuff. You know what I
Right.
mean? Early. that's all instinctive, and if you don't have the instincts to do it, then don't do it. Like let's
Right.
learn that first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
Nah.
yeah, yeah.
No question about it.
Easy transition, man. And like I said, right now. I'm trying to get back into
Hmm.
to the coaching thing. I had to get my mind right,
Right. For
had to get
sure.
right with the family
Understandable.
situation and everything. But yeah,
Understandable.
man. But I'm in the mix, man. I'm trying to be right back in because I know I definitely have something to offer.
Nice. Nice. So, and then my second thing is, and this ain't got nothing to do with basketball,
Yeah,
but like I said, me and you've been following each other for a minute now.
right.
So my question is, when the cooking show coming out, man?
Oh, that's funny. Hey, man, you know what? I decide to put stuff on there, man, because it's so much other stuff that I could put on there, and I say, you know what? I know how to cook, man. My people's from the Virgin Islands, man. We do a little different stuff, man. So it's something to think about, man. I never thought about that, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, now every time I'm on, I'm like, "Yo, Reg's cooking again." Like, okay, Reg, like,
yeah,
when
yeah.
the cooking show coming out?
Corona got me cooking more than I ever cooked in my life. I ain't gonna lie to you. Corona got people doing different stuff, man. So I gotta make sure, I'm sitting up there on YouTube, like, let me see how I can do this one this time.
Right,
You know
for
what I mean?
sure, for
Yeah,
sure,
man. Yeah,
for
yeah, man.
sure, man.
Definitely.
So as we get ready to wrap this, up. So I just want to hit you with a few questions.
Definitely.
Toughest opponent, toughest opponent that you ever played against, whether it's high school, college, when you was overseas, don't really matter. Like, who
Right.
who was the toughest? Like, who brought the most out of you when you played against them?
Man, the toughest. I think I say Ray Allen
Mm,
earlier. We talked about
okay.
Ray Allen earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I think as a freshman playing against a guy that had a pro game and pro skill early screwed me up a little bit. Now the Rucker game, how to get out of your game. Now you got to figure out how you can put that Rucker game into a professional game.
Mm-hmm.
But and let me throw Ty Lue in there. Tyrone Lue was the only guy
Mm, mm,
that talked smack to me in college.
mm.
He was the only guy I would say that. He would say,
Hello.
yo, he would say to me, I watched your tape. You ain't not that good. Even if I get 30 on him the first game, I watched you, you're not that good. And I was wondering, like, who is this little dude? Why was you talking to me like this, man? I used to tell my boy Chris Clark, like, yo, dog,
Yeah.
why is this little dude talking like this? So I'm gonna give him his props because he beat us at the buzzer one game, and he was a good player. Like nobody really understands how he was pretty good. I was pretty good, man. But
Yeah.
I would say Ray, man. Like trying to say Ray, but I would say Ray because I had to guard him
Mm,
most of the time. I
right.
guarded him a lot that game, man.
Right.
I was like, yo, this dude's a pro.
Yeah.
So I'll give him his flowers right now.
Okay. Okay. What the toughest venue you've ever played in before? It could be
Toughest
a park.
venue.
It could be a park. It could be a gym in college. I don't care what it was at. What's the
Well,
toughest place that you played and why?
I tell you what. This is why I have so much love for me playing at 55th and Rucker
Mm,
because we won championships there. So I've been in those atmospheres where
mm,
people are on the court,
mm.
right? People are, it's no out of bounds because they're standing on the out of bounds, right?
Right.
So I would say that prepared me to play in my arena in Texas
Mm,
where we had a crowd that was crazy, but going to Kansas and going to Arizona was was crazy
yeah.
because I mean it was just different.
Mm,
I know we had what we had, but it was different playing in those type of big time arenas that you watch on TV.
mm,
You know, and then it's nothing like playing in Europe and the places that I played in.
mm,
I played in Belgrade, Serbia, where they was throwing lighters and if you were if you were beating their team, they're throwing lighters and their cell phones on the court while you're playing.
mm.
So it's nothing like that. Or one situation I would say, I'm shooting a free throw, and they don't know English, but they know what to do to mess with you. They used to say ooh 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 ooh. They used to be on that monkey stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah,
I know
yeah,
many players that ran in the
yeah,
stands, but
yeah.
me, I felt like that's the only way they can get you out of your rhythm of
Right,
playing, right?
right.
So I used to laugh. I'm on the free throw line. They do ooh ooh. I'm laughing like, all right, let me make my free throws and not get
Wow. Yeah.
caught up. So I would say that because I've just many times the lights go out and
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what's going on in the arena. Like
Mm.
that was by far like the illest, man.
Right. That's crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
So,
Overseas talk is crazy, B. That's a whole nother. Yeah, man.
so let's go top five lefties.
Okay. Top five lefties without me included because I don't care. I'll throw myself in there, but
All right,
I'll
got
just
you.
play. No. I would go. Let's go. I would go Tiny. I would
Tiny.
go KA. Shout out
Okay.
to KA too, because we had a great conversation last night. Shout out to KA.
Mm-hmm.
KA, Tiny, Chris Mullen,
Mm-hmm.
Walter Berry,
Woo, the truth.
the truth. And you know what? There's a lot of people I could put in there, but to me, as growing up, this is me. And and Reem, I think Reem and this guy would be like my fifth, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Because Terrence, like, me and Terrence are brothers. I don't even put Terrence
Yeah,
in that shit.
yeah.
But I would put Curry Thompson.
Curry Thompson.
To me, in my mind, of me growing up and watching Curry, how he played, it was different.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Lamar Odom.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely in that mix.
Mm-hmm.
But Curry Thompson, man, was
Mm-hmm.
different, man. Curry
No,
Thompson was different, man.
no question about it. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that. I like
yeah.
that a lot. And I always tell when people come up with these lists, top fives and whatever, it's really your opinion. Like what I
Right,
mean.
right.
So there's
No question.
no wrong list, and
There's no wrong.
somebody's gonna get left out. You're gonna probably have like two or three, but then those
Absolutely.
other two is gonna be like, well, I like this is mine.
I think
You can put them on yours.
I think KA and Tiny will be like don't
On everybody's,
like
and probably Chris Mullen too. Like you know what I mean?
and probably Chris Mullen as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no question about it. Nah, no
that's a
question
fact.
about that. And then I gotta ask, I gotta get the top five in the city. I gotta get the top five in the city, but I'm like, nah, I don't want to do top five in the city. I said I want to
Right,
do something different.
right.
So I want you, Reggie Freeman, to give me a starting five
New York
for the
City basketball.
University of Texas.
Oh,
Nah, University of Texas.
University of Texas, all time starting five.
Give me a starting five, and how you can do it by position,
Right.
however you want it. But give me the five that's coming out.
All right. We're not. I'm gonna leave Terrence and me out of it.
Okay.
I'll do that. All right. Because
Okay.
I'm gonna definitely I would put us, and then there's only 3 spots left. And we're not gonna do that. We're not.
Okay. All right.
I would say TJ and KD.
TJ, KD.
No question.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I think
Mm-hmm.
BJ
BJ Tyler. Mm-hmm.
BJ Tyler was a different animal, man. So
Yeah.
and people don't really understand that, but you go back, he was different, man. So
Yeah.
BJ, TJ, KD.
Mm-hmm.
Not LaMarcus. I like LaMarcus, but we're talking about UT. Let's go. What's my man? There's a big guy that played in the NBA for Indiana for years, and I just
Miles Turner.
No. This is back in the days.
LaSalle Thompson.
LaSalle Thompson. He's there.
Okay.
All right. I can't disrespect that man.
Okay.
So that's 4 and 3.
Yeah.
That's four. And you know what? I will throw in a guy that I respect, man. And I respect PJ Tucker a lot, man.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
And I think that 5 could win a lot of games, man. Just
Okay.
because I'm going position because I think the grittiness, the toughness. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about the flair and the flash.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do that, then me and Terrence is in there. Take out PJ and
Right.
other guy, that'll be good.
Right. And I think if I ask somebody else to put a Texas team up in there, they're putting Reggie Freeman and Terrence Rencher in that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I
Right.
definitely understand that. Now I appreciate that. So
Right.
listen, man, I've been waiting for this, man. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you coming on, man, and,
Yes, sir.
and doing this for me, dog. And you and I will be in touch, man. I'm looking out for that next meal. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for you to get on somebody's sideline, man, and pass this knowledge on that you
Yes,
got
sir.
so much of, man. So I appreciate you, man. You got my number. I got yours, man. We'll
Yes.
definitely be in touch, man. And you and your
Yes.
family stay safe out there, fam.
Yo, I appreciate you. Keep doing your thing. I love it. I love the platform. And, be safe out there, man. You already
I
know.
appreciate you, fam.
All right, man.
All love.
Talk to you later.
Yes, sir.